Well, hold a minute, guys. Right, not on my channel. Right, found it. Right, just a little chat before I go to bed. First of all, shout out to Winter Witch. Hello, Sally. How are you? Hope you're doing well, and thank you for what you're going to hopefully be doing for me. If you can, great. If you can't, then no worries. But just let me know, yeah, in time. I won't say nothing else because otherwise people want to know, and I don't want to be giving out stuff which may not even happen. Also, apologies for the swearing I do in some of my videos. Just me, you know, part of human nature, I suppose. You know, part of living as a human being. We all tend to swear on the odd occasion. I only kind of swear when I get kind of like frustrated and annoyed with myself, you know, when I forget things. And over the last 3 episodes, 3 visits to my camp, things have gone wrong for me. You know, either the fire isn't lighting up because the wood's too wet, or I'm forgetting a cup to drink my coffee out of, a plate, a knife. You know, just generally when things go wrong, I tend to swear sometimes. So, you know, I do apologise about that, yeah. Now, I'm not going to go to my permission today because I think the weather is going to be bad for one, and 2, I've got a few things I need to sort out today. Being Friday, I couldn't do it yesterday, Thursday, because this can only be done on Fridays. But I'm going to keep an eye on the weather anyway, just to see what the weekend's going to be like. I know Sunday is meant to be sunny. Yeah, Monday's supposed to be sunny most of the day. Sunday is meant to be partially cloudy and may have a little bit of rain. But with the British weather, see, it's already changed again. Sunday's supposed to be light showers up until 1 o'clock, but now it's changed till 11 o'clock onwards, light showers until 5 o'clock. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So Saturday is going to be house showers. Even tomorrow, Friday, is going to be light rain throughout the whole day. And that's gone screwed me up because I want to go to Streatham Common, see if I can find any pine. I've tried Clapham Common looking for pine, couldn't find nothing over there. I think most of the pine in the UK is more up north, Wales, Scotland, in that area, which is a bit of a bummer really, because you know, there ain't no pine down here. On the way home from my permission the other day, I did notice that there is a couple of pine trees in Pilt's Gardens, but you know, they're healthy ones. And you can't really go knocking on the door and say, "Hey, can I cut the tree down to get some fat wood?" So, you know, to be honest with you, yeah, Sunday from 9 o'clock all the way up till 5 o'clock, it's going to be rainy. On Saturday, house showers all the way through until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So Monday is supposed to be sunny intervals and clear skies all the way through the day. So Tuesday is raining, Wednesday's raining. So what I'm going to do, see, Tuesday is kind of dry with scattered bits of sunshine until 3 o'clock. But if I go out Monday, I'll go back up there Thursday as well, because Thursday's meant to be quite clear until 3 o'clock in the morning, Friday morning. So yeah, I'm going to go Monday and Thursday, hopefully this week coming, and do some more building and do some more videos for you guys. Again, apologies for the swearing. That's me. I can't help me. You know, I've been going through hell over the last few years, and I have picked up a bit more negative, bad language than I normally, you know, give out to people. And it has gone like over the last 3 episodes of my streams for videos. I have been forgetting things, and you know, I just can't concentrate, and you know, I'm always losing things. You know, the cost as well is like killing me. You know, just to start a new hobby, you know, the cost factor is, well, you know, I spent more than I should actually spend actually. So my main passion is paranormal, as some of you may know, paranormal ghost hunting, paranormal investigator, but I've kind of like moved away from that channel for now because certain things happened over the last year, and I believe my channel has gone kind of like downhill on that one. My other channel, Steve's Outdoor Adventures, that is mainly to do with the milk detecting, magnet fishing, nature walks, normal fishing, you know, fishing for fish. That's still, you know, going to be up and running, but I've kind of moved away from the milk detecting for now because that's the reason I'm doing this bushcraft, building a temporary kind of like shelter for myself. Once it's done, then I can go back up and do some more milk detecting, get back to milk detecting again. And if it starts raining while I'm out, I can just go to my little shack, building, cabin, whatever you want to call it, and just shelter out, you know, under there. You know, brew a cup of coffee, possibly a something to eat if I've taken any food up there with me, and you know, after the break, get back to milk detecting if the weather is holed up and, you know, kind of not raining. So that is the plan. What I want to do, you know, build this shack, or whatever you want to call it. Once that's up and running, do a few more things there. You know, I need to put like a fencing around to stop the horses and the ponies trying to get through to the base or camp. Also, I need to do like a fire pit, you know, a decent fire pit as well, and something to cover up the wood so it won't keep getting all, you know, kind of wet and damp and, you know, soggy. Because most of the wood, you know, that's the reason I'm swearing quite a lot. Because it's always goddamn raining here in the UK, you know, every single day it's rain. It's very rare we get any kind of like warm weather and hot weather and sun, you know, sunshine and stuff like that. Hello, Ian, Rose. So when it is raining, you know, it gives me a little bit of time to, you know, like, stay indoors, relax, recover, you know, the energy. Because, you know, when we are building stuff, you know, it does take a lot of energy out from us. It's like with any kind of hobby, you're using that energy, and you need to recoup that energy. So, you know, if I'm at milk detecting, digging, I'm using energy. You know, it's also making my back ache as well. And sometimes I don't go out for 2 or 3 days after that, you know, so I can recover my energy and like try to get that aching back, you know, to stop. You know, when I do paranormal, that also takes energy. You know, although you're only communicating with the, you know, the spirits, you're still, you know, using energy. Whatever you do in life, you're using energy. You know, when you're talking, you're using energy. When you're going out for a walk, you're using energy. You know, you need to recover from, you know, that lost energy by resting. So that's what I need to do, you know, is that I can't be going up there every day, which I'd like to, but I can't because I don't have the funding to go up there every day. You know, twice a week is okay. Just like when I was doing my milk detecting, twice a week. But it all counts down to the weather, if it's going to be pouring down the rain, I don't want to be out in the pouring down the rain, getting saturated, drenched to the skin, and coming home and end up with a goddamn pneumonia or something, kind of thing. So sometimes, I'm okay and thinking, oh, good, it's going to be raining tomorrow. At least that means I don't have to go out tomorrow and, go and do a bit more building on the base. I have noticed, though, over the last couple of times I've been on up there, episode 4 and 5, I don't know, it's just me where I might have put things and thinking, when I go back to get them, I've not put them in the place that I thought I've put them in. But, last couple of times, like the other day, I've not put them in the place that I thought I've put them in. But, last couple of times, like the other days, and I put that in the bench bed I'm making, and I'm sure I put it kind of like in the middle, so if anyone was to peer in it, it looked like it's a complete bed bench, and I think it's all kind of like nailed down or tied down or whatever. But when I was up the other day, I was going to cook my dinner, my pork, and I thought, where's that gone? Where the hell is it? So with my bed bench, at the end, I've just tied, 3 or 4 logs or sticks or twigs or what you want to call them, and you can just like pull it up and lift it away and get whatever I've put under there. And I couldn't find it. I didn't know where the hell it was. And even my saucepan I left up there, I had it hanging on a branch underneath the tarmac. Not the tarmac, the tarp. What did I say, tarmac? Under the tarp, which I always have on that back wall there. What I've done is on episode 4, I don't think I'll show it on camera, but I just like pulled the tarp back and put the frying pan on the actual twig. Now, when I went up the last time on episode 5, because I couldn't find that cooking thing, and I forgot my plate, I thought, well, where am I going to eat my dinner? I don't mind putting the pork on some twigs and just heating it up that way, cooking it that way. But luckily enough, I did find that actual metal cooking thing. It was actually standing upwards and not downwards, and I'm sure I put it downwards, but when I was feeling around, I felt it, and it was actually standing upwards, so I did find it. The frying pan wasn't where it was. It was completely down, like laying, well, not laying, but standing up on the actual bench bed. So either someone moved it or the twig might have just broke and it fell down. But I keep thinking, hang on, something's going on here. Has someone been around here? Has Ron been, checking things out? But Ron doesn't come over. It's only because on episode 3, I think it was, episode 2, I said, come and see what I've been doing. And it's kind of, well, I can know, Steve, you've done a lot of work. I said, well, not really. I've only done the back wall. He goes, yeah, it's still a lot of work though for you. I said, well, no, I'd like to get more done, but I'm just, taking my time. I don't really want to rush it, kind of thing. And Ron's been pretty good because he's letting me, use stuff which he ain't using. There's a great big piece of wood, like a part of an old shed. He's got several pieces of that. And I've asked him if I can take one to use as the flooring, because where the bench bed is, just in front of that, all that ground is just mud, thick. Well, it's not thick, but it's just slippery, crappy mud. And so I've asked him if I can have a piece of that, and he said, yeah. There's some bricks just near his gateway, and I asked him if they was easy. He said, no, I think they're Tom's, but I don't think he's using them. So I said, do you think he'll let me take half a dozen or so? He said, well, I can't see why not. So I'm going to take some bricks and I'm going to make a little brick fire pit for now. But I'm looking around. There is a little bit of what's that called? That's still sheeting. I found a little bit of that, but it's only a small piece, probably about that big. But what I might do, if it ain't kind of like buried too deep in it, into the mud, which is more further to my right, near the boundary of the end of the boundary of Ron's place, there's an old wheelbarrow there. I'm not going to take that, but there's a bit of corrugated still, just like a sheet, and it is like half buried. But what I want to do is kind of pull that up, if it ain't too difficult, and I'm going to use that as a base for a bigger fire pit later. The bricks, I want to like build a little brick fireplace actually inside the encampment, inside the building if possible. But I think I'm going to need more than 6 or 12 fire bricks. Well, they're not in fire bricks, they're house bricks, but I'm going to need more than a dozen. And a lot of those bricks are like, cemented together. And if you start banging around with the axe, you're going to like just split them all, just going to shatter them, I suppose. So I'm just going to take like half dozen or a dozen, depending on how many I can actually carry over, because it means like I'm going to have to keep going back and forwards and getting them. And they are kind of like heavy bricks, household bricks are kind of heavy anyway. So it means like taking 4 in a carrier bag, household bricks to build a little bit more of a fire pit, because all what I've got at the moment is just like the wooden boundary thing to stop the breeze, and for the fire to like spread. Can't remember what you call it, but that's what I'm using at the moment. But as soon as I get the bricks, I'm going to move the fire back again a little bit more and use the bricks as like like a little fire protection brick thingamajig. I can't even think now because I'm bloody tired. But I'm going to use the bricks as a fire, like a fire pit. I have seen a few other interesting ideas where people actually dig, about a foot down and just like fill the whole thing with like firewood and catch on fire, and then put something over the top to cook the food and the drinks. So I might do that, dig a little bit down, and then put the bricks around it, and use the bricks as like a fire stopper in one way, so it won't spread. Yeah, I've nearly completed wall 2. I've just got to do 1 or 2 more insertations of like, the thicker branches. Then I've got to go around looking for loads of small branches so I can fill the gaps. I'm not going to be camouflaging it like I've done the back wall, I don't think. So I don't think you can see the side walls from the proper council kind of like public woods at the back. I will put a tarp in later. All my walls are going to have a tarp. But what I want you to do was have like a little window in that second wall. So it means I might take some of those apart, take some of the actual locks off again. Or, cut a hole in with one of the saws, and then like any of that fall down, I'm just going to have to like replace it, because I actually do want to have a little frame. I'm not going to put glass in it yet. If I can get a small window frame, then that'd be cool. If I can see anyone like doing some kind of like household renovations, then I can see like a little stick frame in it. And for the glass, I'm just going to use like plastic sheeting for now, which I've seen other people do on their YouTube channel. So I'm going to do that on wall 2, and I might do it on wall 4 as well, or wall 3, because the wall 4 will be, the front of the building with the door frame. So, and I'm actually going to be putting a door on it as well, not like a proper door, but I'm going to build like a door frame with, so when I actually start doing the building at the front, which won't be just yet, because I've got to still finish wall 3. I've got to still finish off wall 2, do the window frame on that one. Then I'm going to move over, and I've got to move all the firewood, which I've put to one side, right next to the bed bench. Got to move all that away, and then start on that wall there. And again, I'm going to have like a little window frame on that one as well. So wall 2 and 3 will probably have little window frames on it, so I can see what's going on, and also to let the air, like the light into the building. Then I'm going to do like wall 4, and then left, like, the branches coming down. But I'm going to have like a gap, so there's a doorway. Then I'm actually going to try and construct an actual door frame, and so I've got like a door that I can actually open and shut. I've got the brackets already. I've put them in my bag, so I'm not going to go and get them, but I've got some brackets. I've also got like a bolt for the inside, and I've got like a little padlock thing for the front. So once I completed it, there'd be like a padlock at the front, so people can't get in. Even the windows, unless they're little midgets, the windows are only going to be small windows like that, just enough to get some light in. And when I'm inside, camping overnight, I'm going to have like a proper latch, one of those bolts, which I can slide over. That's going to be in there, and also like a chain lock as well, just for safety's sake and for security, I suppose. So once the building's all done, with the roofing on and everything like that, the roofing, I'm going to see if I can get a second piece of old fencing from Ron. He said I can have one for the floor. Once I've done that and the 4 walls, I'm going to try to like scrounge another bit of the old fencing he's got for the roof. If he says I can't have it because he needs it himself, then I'm just going to have to like construct it, just like the sideboard, just like twigs, branches, and stuff like that. Then I'll probably put like a tarp on top, and then a load of like, well, I don't think there's really moss there, but I'll put like dirt and grass and leaves on top of it, and that should like soak up any kind of like rainwater. It shouldn't go through the ceiling. I've got a tarp there as well, and I might have to put 2 tarps there. I may have to try to get some more tarps from Poundland if they still got them. So I may have to go to Poundland today and see if they've got some more tarps. So I did buy 6, and I'm using 2, I think, at the moment. And I think there's only like 3 more up there, I think, which ain't been opened. I know I've got one over there, which I've not taken up yet. So yeah, I think 6 tarps might be enough, but I'm not sure. Because I'm going to need 1 on that wall, 1 on that wall. There's 1 already on that wall, the back wall. I'm going to have to need 2 for the front, because I'm going to have to, like, if I've got a doorway, I'm going to need 1 on that part of the wall, 1 on that part of the wall. The door, I think I might be able to get away with just like clear plastic on that one. And if I can find a pallet, I might try to make the door out of pallet and not like normal tree wood. No. But that's the plan for the building anyway. Once I've done the building, I'm going to make another little structure, like another little shelter for the firewood. So it's going to like have the top, side, and the back. What else am I going to be doing? And once I've done the shelf for the firewood, I'm going to make a more of a bigger fire pit outside. And so that's going to be, if I can get that bit of metal sheeting, I'll try to make a fair size like hole to put that in. And if I have to use the bricks, I use the bricks. But I really want to try to make a a fireplace inside the building as well out of brick. So, unless I see someone doing renovations and, they've got a load of bricks thrown away. See, down the road there was a skip, and they had like these little small bricks. And I was going to go and get some today, yesterday, Thursday, but the skip's gone, so I couldn't get none. I can't really make a fire pit out of wood because otherwise the wood's going to burn anyway. So, it's a, constant ongoing thing, kind of thing. I'm trying to think, the best way of doing things. I've been watching God knows how many YouTube channels on, how people are constructing their bases, like, TA Outdoors. He actually made like a building out of pallets, which was bloody good. I watched the whole video. He made like a little patio with a shelter on top. And he's also made like a little structure outside for the firewood. So that was a good one. I like watching the Viking building they made as well. But, they've been doing this kind of stuff for years and years, TA Outdoors, father and son. And a couple of their friends have helped them out. I'm here on my own. And I can't really do a lot on my own because, I do have arthritis in my hands and my knees. And I don't know if you saw my video the other day when I'm using the axe. Even chopping or not banging something down, I've had to stop after several hits because it makes my hands ache. So once my hands start aching, I've got to stop, rest for a couple of minutes, then start again. I don't even think I've got half the right gear, to be honest with you as well. But as I said, it's all cost, it's all funding, which I don't have. I'm on minimal funding as it is. So that's why I'm looking for, like sponsors who might be able to sponsor me some stuff, if someone can help me out, that'd be cool, because then that way it's something that I don't have to keep spending that on, which I do want to spend that on if I had the money, but I can't. Twitter. I don't know why I keep getting this bloody people in Georgetown. I don't know who this is, but I've got to keep deleting it. It's just like some bloody news. Something about Kuala Lumpur or something then. Kuala Lumpur. Sounds like fucking something from a Chinese chocolate factory. So yeah, I've got, a few ideas. I'm even thinking about doing a little A-frame shelter as well. I don't know yet, because it's only me there, Ron's got his own buildings, he's got like shacks, he's got stables and stuff like that. He's okay, he's even got like a little shack where he sits and chills out when he ain't busy, drinking coffee and listening to radio with him, his wife or his daughter or whatever, kind of thing. And I do appreciate Ron letting me do it, because like if he just said no, then I'll still probably be doing milk detecting, but not as much, because like those fields are so goddamn muddy. I'm slipping around, I'm getting stuck in the mud. I'm bringing so much mud home with me, it's just ridiculous. And I know a lot of people still go out and bear the rain and crappy weather and all the mud, but I can't be doing that. I'm just bringing home too much mud and making my flat a pigsty of all the mud, and it's so much time consuming, keep cleaning all the mud up. But where I am, it's not that really muddy. The ground's kind of wet and damp and muddy here, but I'm not sinking in like I am when I'm out on the field, milk detecting, because like the woodland's actually covering and sheltering that bit of ground, which is pretty good. I thought it would have been rather muddy when I first, got there and started thinking about building some kind of temporary shelter, but no, it's in the little wooded areas. It's not hardly at all muddy. It's got a lot of horse manure, horse crap, but you can always shovel that away. Oh, another thing I want to make is like a little broom. I saw that someone made a broom on one of the channels the other day. Like those witches' brooms, kind of thing. One great big piece of wood with loads of little twigs. I thought, yeah, I could do one of those. So when I've actually built my little building, as soon as I start shooting, if I start being crapping or leaves start blowing in, at least I can sweep it out. So I'm going to make one of those as well. I ain't no rush for that one. I want to get the walls all done first, and then the doorway and the roof. I might put what I will probably do is I'll put the floor down. As I say, I've been given the okay to get a piece of fencing. It means dragging it all the way up there, but it's not that heavy. So I'm going to take one which I think might be big enough for the actual flooring inside the base. If it isn't, then I'll just take it back and get another piece a little bit bigger. There was a very big piece of plywood, and I asked if I could have that, but he said he actually wants it himself for something. So I said, okay, fair enough. So there is quite a bit of that fencing now. I'm thinking of taking one a little bit bigger actually, because it's always worth taking one that's bigger than that is smaller. Because if it's small, I'm going to have to drag it back. If it's bigger, then I can always cut it down. So that's what I'm planning to do. Take one of the bigger ones actually. I know one of them, which is bigger, has got a lot of spider webs and dirt and crap like that on. But I'm not too worried about that. I can always knock that off, or it might even fall off when I'm dragging it up to the inside the actual wooded area, because I can't lift it and put it over the fence. Well, I can, but what I mean is that when I get to Ron's, I have to go over a fence to get into the property, because he's got 3 front fences. 2 of them I can walk around, because I just stopping cars and vans going there, because he's had people fly tipping there. So he's got 3 gates. 2 of them you can walk around. The other one, you've got to have the key to the padlock or climb over. So I have to climb over to get in, to get to the shed where my gear is. So even when I do go there, I've got to take my gear over to the building, my Hutton building. Then I've got to come back to get the actual wood itself. So what I might do is get a piece of wood I've already got from the woodlands and take that with me, then actually kind of measure it out, because then I can say, well, if it's 6 foot, that piece of wood 6 foot, all I've got to do is go over to Ron's and see what one is around about that size, 6 foot, and I can take that. But what I've got to do is take it, then I've got to lift it over the fence or the gate, then I've got to kind of drag it along the woodland pathway, which is the public woods, which is run by the council. I've got to drag it all the way up there until I come to the bit where I go down. Then I've got to lift it over a barbed wire fence, then climb over the barbed wire fence and drag it all the way to my base and then put it down on the floor. So no, it's getting there. It will get there eventually, but it's just going to take time, I suppose. I've been keeping an eye out for bits of wood. I found a couple of bits of wood today, well yesterday, outside on the main pathway, public pathway. There was an actual pallet out there, but I wasn't going to drag that on. These 2 bits were some kind of building material, I suppose. They had some kind of stickers on which I peeled off, and it is it looks like compressed sawdust actually. So I bought those two home and I've got them out. Well, I put them in the kitchen for now, actually. They were a little bit damp, but they will dry out, and I'm going to cut them down for like firewood. Any kind of like wood I find outside and it's kind of like dry, I'm going to bring home and cut down and take up with me. People say, well, why do you need to do that when you've got, near enough a forest outside, where you are? True, but with all the wet, rain, the thunderstorms, well, not thunderstorms, but gale force winds and stuff like that, as you've heard with me swearing, when I'm trying to make a fire, it is just trying to like get that fire working. A lot of that wood is really wet and damp and soggy, kind of thing, and that's why I've got all these bits here.